Been missing for a few days. What's the excuse this time, oldie? I've been genuinely sick. I don't know if you guys can still tell by the sound of my voice, but I'm sounding way better. But I was sick. I was struck by the bubonic plague a few days ago. Obviously, we are built different. That is by no way, shape, or means something I got from a streamer that I've been currently watching. But we got struck with the bubonic plague a few days ago. Survived it. Now we're here. So yeah. Sorry. Sorry I wasn't able to come back sooner. You know, that shit kind of put me down for good for a few days. But we're good now. Already hit a good chest day. Appetite's at an all-time low, I'll be honest though. So we'll see. But you know what is not an excuse? All the goddamn resting I did. Rested for 3 to 4 whole days. Was just absolutely bedridden. Eating and drinking. You know, eating food and drinking water. And just fantasizing about working out. About pressing. And about pulling. And about biceps. And some leg curls. And mostly squatting, really. But yeah, that was that. Unfortunately, since I was kind of MIA. Honestly speaking, I could have probably still vlogged, but I mean, bro, I was fucking nearly dying, like I said. So sorry about that. But we're back, feeling a bit better, way better than I said yesterday or the day before that. Today on the agenda is chest day, so nothing crazy. We're still gonna be doing whatever. We're still gonna be doing the same movements, though. Depending on how we do feel, unfortunately and fortunately, right? We're gonna dictate the weights. I'm not expecting to be at 100% just yet, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna go as hard as I can. Probably shouldn't, but hey, man, pre-workout didn't exist for no goddamn motherfucking reason, you know? A lot of people that take pre-workout every single day and they're like, yeah, man, I got a kick out of it too. Bro, this is the day. You know, that blue collar worker that's worked like, you know, 128 hours in a day, gets off work and goes to the gym. The pre-workout is for him, you know? The guy who struggled with the bubonic plague and his first day back going to the gym, that's what pre-workout is for, you know? The guy that's juggling like 3 to 4 jobs and only has time to go to the gym within that 2 to 3 hour window, this is the pre-workout is for, bro. So, you know, I think using the pre today is the point of it. So we're stimmed up, not even done with it, but we're stimmed up, or at least getting stimmed. We're both fed today. Drank a fuck ton of water, so that's not even like an issue. I would do sound congested, that's the only issue, but I do have a nose strip because I use those. So we shouldn't be exhibiting any respiratory issues. But before that, we do have to go to an AutoZone, drop off some oil, because the spot that I was gonna go to, I thought I could like kind of like finagle my way in, right? But no, like the whole street is like closed off, repairs. So we gotta go to AutoZone to get that taken care of. So it's on the way to the gym, so it's not that bad. Besides that, hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Hopefully you guys are literally having a better weekend than me. So and I hope you guys continue to have an amazing day. Hope you guys are excited for this workout as much as I am, because you know it's my like first workout back. So I was considering doing, I guess, it's supposed to be what, chest? It's supposed to be what, yeah. Saturday was supposed to be chest, and then back, and then arms, and then today was supposed to be legs. And I was thinking to myself, yo, fuck it. You know, first day back, let's do some legs. But I also then thought to myself again, I was like, yo, first day back, I don't know if I want to hit some legs. Just because, I mean, it'll be like, it should be supposed to be a full day leg, a full leg day. And I'm not really 100%. My head's still kind of like very shaky. You know, I love to meme around that shit, right? Hey man, just fucking don't be a pussy. But in this case, I can barely fucking breathe without a nose strip. I'm having troubles. I get lightheaded here and there. So I was like, you know what? How about we don't purposefully kill ourselves today, you know? Making stuff hard for ourselves is not always a bad thing, right? Even if it's on purpose. But you gotta like dictate, you know what I'm saying? If the only option is to go through the Rocky Mountain, go through the Rocky Mountain, right? That's the only option. But if you have an option of going through the Rocky Mountain or Cotton Valley, right? And me personally, I'm still going through the Rocky Mountains. But if my feet are bleeding, right? Legitimately just like, they have blisters, they have like slashes, you know, it's like they're infected, and going through the cotton will heal them, and going through the Rocky Mountain will guaranteed amputation. I'm gonna choose the Cotton Valley, you know, not because I'm soft, but I don't want to amputate my feet. I would prefer to have them, you know what I'm saying? So that's my point of view. So right now, like, my feet are good, they can withstand some rocks, so I said fuck it, pre-workout plus some hardcore music, and let's get it. So that's what we're gonna do. Chest day, tomorrow's back, and then yada yada yada. In terms of like, because I know I do academics, so in terms of like how this month and the following months will look like, they're gonna be replaced. I'm not gonna lie, guys. These car talks and post workout talks might not be there. Specifically like this car talk, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna see it as much as we get deeper into the month, yeah. Just because I'm gonna be studying more and you know, I'm not saying I'm not gonna do them. Like, I'm still gonna, if I have the energy, I'm gonna tell you guys about my day and shit like that, right? But for the most part, I think it'll just be replaced with like just me studying, really. Like how we did back in like a few years back. We did that, so that'll be kind of like the gist of it going forward. If you guys are wondering. Besides that, if you guys are active on my social media, thank you guys very much for the support. And yeah, super excited for the summer. The people I'm going to be hanging out with, new adventures, new events. So extremely happy for that. And one thing about me is I always get sick at least once a year, guaranteed. I think I got close one time, and I slipped up. So that was the only like year that I really got my hopes up. Just saw traffic, god damn it. But yeah, besides that, pretty much now and for the rest of the year going forward, I'm pretty much safe until next year. So there should be no more hiccups besides just me being a lazy bum. So keep that in mind. Remind me that if I don't upload, I am a lazy bum. And besides that, that's pretty much it. There's a bunch of traffic up in the front, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. See you guys for your first workout or our first exercise. Actually, wait, we'll talk about that because I'm gonna be in traffic, and yeah. I'm actually kind of thinking, I don't know what to do in terms of like first movement, because I want to do something heavy, I guess. But I don't know if I should do like the machine, the standing bench press, plate of the Cambridge. It's still pretty good, you know. I'm like trying to think, because it's not that I don't want to go heavy. Of course I want to go heavy. I want to push it, right? I'm gonna look into my notes and see like what my previous weight was, and I'm gonna increase it. So, but I just know that in my paper I have a set that I do like a compound movement first. I don't know how my compound movements are gonna be moving. You know what? As I said that, I recalled that the gym is the only place where you can put myth to reality. And right now I am speaking in ifs and what ifs and maybes and I don't knows. So you know what? Fuck this talk. Fuck the nonsense. Let's get in there, load up some fucking weight, and if we fail it, that's good. And if we don't fail it, that's even better. So stop talking about the what ifs, the what could have happened, what could have done. You either do it or you don't. And that's really it. You know? I know I say life ain't zeros and ones, but shit, it either gets picked up, pressed, squatted, or it doesn't. And I mean, life is as simple as that. You know? You either make the sale or you don't. You either make bread or you don't. You either go out with her or you don't. You know? It's not oh, well, given the circumstances, fuck all that, bruh. You know what? Fuck all that. You know, if you're chasing and she's looking back and making sure you're chasing, you're done. You know what I'm saying? If the job is like, you know, keep you on the leash where it's like, oh, we'll give you a raise, you know, but just stay with us. Oh, and you stay with them and they don't give you a raise, just quit. You know? Fuck the noise. Fuck the bullshit. Just do what makes you happy. Do what's guaranteed, right? We're keeping talking with the talk, right? Do what's guaranteed to make you a 1, right? Whatever can make you go from a negative to a positive, do that. If it's guaranteed, do that. If it brings a bunch of consequences, then that's when, you know, you get into the discreets. But if it doesn't, then, you know, do it. Either way, I'm going to turn my radio back on. Well, not radio, but like my Bluetooth, I guess. Turn it back on. It's going to be like low volume. I'm going to crank that shit up, put some loud fucking hard rock, and jam out to it until we get to the gym, and then put some bar on the way and see what the fuck happens. Alright? Alright.
No, because it's like the one that's ordered. Yeah. Ordered. No, yeah, and it gives cuts. 4 cuts. One thing was cut into 3 cuts. This could be 3 cuts. Or 3 cuts. You know, right in the middle, and they cut each of the cuts. Or it could be 3 cuts. Cut in the middle, and then both cuts. It's cut into 4 cuts. We don't know how.
Do I play classic swing? Well, I'll jump right here. Oh, don't make me pull out the bass right now. I just oh, you're so far behind. I thought I was so much fun, bro. So much fun. I'm almost maxed out on salt. Bro, I'm telling you, they added so much kids. Oh, really? No more screen time, they are actually so many. Oh, yeah, oh my God.
Dressed up, that's really good. I guess I played so hard. That's good. I wanted to save that for the factory. All right. First things first. This is officially the new whip. I like how it was extremely bright. Like, you guys saw everything, and then it like went to shit. But this is officially the new whip for the time being, so let's get used to it. Besides that, the workout was absolutely amazing. For my first day back from having the goddamn plague, it's a pretty good workout nonetheless. I increased in some of the weights, so that was actually pretty nice for me, at least. Besides that, everything just felt pretty smooth, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really struggling per se, strength wise. I just didn't want to like increase everything right after my why am I so dark? Is it because it's capturing the outside? I don't know. But super happy to be back. Super happy that it's not like super it wasn't as hard on my muscles as everything else was, so you know, that was pretty nice. Could also be the amount of water and food that's getting finally used, moved around my body and stuff like that. It could also be the pre, but I put it all to the test and well, I passed, so I can really ask for at the moment. Every movement felt really good. I'm super happy we were able to break the 6 rep barrier for the incline machine press, so I was super stoked on that. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna continue to do what I've been doing, you know, just eating a lot of food, drinking a lot of water, taking some medicine, see if we recover faster. We forgot our nose strips, so that was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, I was huffing and puffing during some of them. So but besides that, I mean, the workout was pretty good. Like I've been saying like this whole part, but I'm just really happy that I was able to, you know, come in and give a decent performance, you know. Nothing really else. I mean, no, yeah, I don't want to talk about, I mean, I personally don't feel like talking about anything else, realistically. The workout was pretty good. I said what I had to say about it, right? It was just about that. You know, I don't ever want to like force a conversation or force myself to say something when it's just like, not at all. I'm not gonna give it my all. I'm gonna just be like, oh, let me just chit chat, you know. Even though it is sometimes nice, you know, just to chit chat. In this case, it would be forced because I don't want to. So, hope you guys have a great day. Jesus, I'm like, my nose is. Oh, hope you guys. Also, I'm like sick, so I kind of, you know. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys had a good workout. Will have a good workout, or are having a great workout. And make sure you guys, you know, just like me, get your nutrients in. You know, it's not just about your macros, your protein, your carbs, and your fats. It's also about your micronutrients. You know, your fruits, your vegetables. You know, that shit's just as important as everything else. You know, I'm not saying to go crazy about it. I guess we'll talk about that actually. I'm not saying to go crazy, you know, where it's like you're gonna look at all your micronutrients all of a sudden, you're gonna start min-maxing everything, you know. No. You know, it's as simple as when you're making your ground beef, you know, after the beef is cooked through, take it out, and then in the fat, chop up some onions, some garlic, a few vegetables, you know, green pepper, red pepper, zucchini, carrots, whatever fruit you vegetables you like, right? Some broccoli, you know, throw it in, saute it in the fat, and then add the beef back in, you know, stir it around. Hey man, I'm looking at protein and vegetables mixed in, you know. Is it the healthiest? Debatable. Is it gonna taste good? You bet your ass it is. So, you know, or after like a huge steak meal, right? Like you have steak, you have potatoes, super rich, you know, eat a few oranges. You know, before the gym, have like a banana. You know, I'm not saying to go buck crazy and, you know, start, you know, just like eating a bunch of fruit and eating a bunch of vegetables, you know, as you drink water every single day, right? But implementing these like small changes, you know, adding green, adding color to your diet, it does affect your gut bio, and you will thank it in the later run. I'm not gonna get too into it just because I'll be honest with you, I don't have the energy to it right now. But my gut is a was a huge problem back in the day, and I had to get my shit corrected. You know, I'm not saying like I was always this like, we'll say knowledgeable and like this non-bloated. I was super bloated when I first started. You know, I was eating, you know, just ground beef and rice, and then once I started adding, you know, vegetables and fruits, it actually did make a huge difference in my gut. So I think that if your gut is really healthy, then you're not gonna get as bloated. If you don't get as bloated, you're gonna have a better workout. So yeah, we'll leave it at that, and we'll continue with next time, just because I need to like set this up again. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.